I often appeal to you, caution you, advise you. It's up to you now. If you can, well, then you live for and with the consequences. It is key, it is vital, it waits on us, it saturates the atmosphere. We cannot, under any circumstance, do without it. It is called information contagious virus. The only positive contagious virus. Let it infest you. It wouldn't affect you, but will affect you positively. Good morning and welcome to King's Local Daily on King's 88.5 with me, Sam Andrews. Today is the 19th day of June 2025. We bring you the major and sub-lead stories of the papers appearing on the newsstand from Monday to Friday. Your radio vendor. These are the papers in on King's Local Daily. Front page, Africa. The news, the nation's news since 1989. The Inquirer, Daily Observer, The Independent, Liberia's most investigative newspaper, The Authoritative Heritage, In Profile Daily, and Eyes of the Globe. We begin with Front Page Africa. If you haven't gotten yet, well, then you want to listen to the lead story of the Front Page Africa newspaper. This is it. I won't lie. I won't lie. Capital arson suspect accuses government of bribery plot to frame ex-speaker Kofa. Orders. Police remain tight-lipped. He is John Yanti. That's the lead story of Front Page Africa newspaper. I won't lie. Capital arson suspect accuses government of bribery plot to frame ex-speaker Kofa. Orders. Police remain tight-lipped. The majority bloc, police IG, the government of Liberia promised me US 200,000 to lie on former Speaker Kofa and other lawmakers in Capitol building fire investigation. Police 106, Police 103, Mark Abla, NSA Deputy for Operations, one ambassador, up to 10 different government officials have been visiting my hotel, asking me to falsely implicate Kofa and others. That's John Yanti direct quote, saying he's been coerced, intimidated, harassed, cornered, cajoled by the government with 200,000 just to lie on Fonati Kofa and the others that they burned portion of the Capitol building so that they will be sent to jail for between 10 to 20 years. The back page of Front Page Africa. It's all ad advertisement, so we can go there. But this is the lead story. I won't lie. John Yanti, Capitol building fire probe suspect. The man the police has pulled up that he will be paid 200,000 United States dollars and his family will be relocated, given good life, if and only if he can lie on Fonati Kofa and the rest of the guys that they planned, executed the burning of portion of the Capitol building. Front Page Africa is out today for 40 Liberian dollars. You want to get a copy, please do. With this intriguing headline, I won't lie. Reach out to any one of the vendors and just request Front Page Africa newspaper. Reliable, credible, authentic. You want to do business with this paper. The news, the nation's news since 1989, it's out today with this lead story. But before then, so you know the price, 40, only 40, no more, no less, Liberian dollars, 40 Liberian dollars. If you are around any one of the vendors, well, just request for the news. This is the lead story. Arson case takes new turn. Prime suspect arrested. Lawmakers indicted. That's the lead story of the newspaper. Arson case takes new turn. Prime suspect arrested. Lawmakers indicted. The prime suspect is John Yanti. The man, according to multiple reports, promised by the government 200,000 if and only if he can lie on Fonati Kofa and the rest of the guys to have them indicted and sent to jail for between 10 to 20 years. This lead story, grave U.S. concerns result in creation of task force as Boakai initiates response efforts. That's how the front page looks. The back page, Boakai mocks fault finders. Boakai mocks fault finders. Gender ministry takes custody of abandoned baby. Police revealed. Kun exploits partnership with China's Shandong province. Second Lady attends 2025 Women's Summit in Morocco. 15 Commerce Ministry workers complete industrial clustering training in China. The news, the nation's news since 1989. Been on the newsstand for rack of ages. Clear for men, surviving all of the odds monetarily. They are still around. You want to do business with them. They are reliable. They are credible. You wouldn't regret it. They are out today for 40 Liberian dollars. Get a copy from any one of the vendors. If you are unable as per your busy schedule or your location, then your radio vendor, Kings 88.5, has done it for you by bringing the paper to you with this lead story. Arson case takes new turn. Prime suspect arrested. Lawmakers indicted. From the news to the Inquirer, from one doing newspaper to another. Just as the news being on the newsstand for forever, so is the Inquirer newspaper. Front page, the Doyen Inquirer newspaper. Yanti, family conflicting account on bribery allegations. Who's saying the truth? That's the lead story of the Inquirer newspaper. Yanti family gave conflicting account on bribery allegations. Who's saying the truth? And he's on the front page. They suspect John Yanti being escorted by scores of armed police officers. CU to graduate 100, that's 705 students. As Education Minister Jala serves as Sistite convocation speaker. Government bans school street parades nationwide. The back page of the Doyen Inquirer newspaper. You found her, but you don't own her. LMP clears air on abandoned baby saga. MRU countries to resolve border disputes, boost regional unity. The news. Did I say the news? The Inquirer. The Inquirer. Like the news. The Daily Observer. They are out for 40. Only 40 Liberian dollars. You want to get a copy of this paper. And then you have the full detail of this lead story. Yanti family gave conflicting account on bribery allegations. Who's telling the truth? Reach out to any one of the vendors if you haven't yet and request for the Inquirer newspaper. What's happening? The Doyen Inquirer, yes, Inquirer newspaper, so that you have a full understanding of the stories the people reporting. Let's get to the Daily Observer, another Doyen newspaper. Oh, yes, the Daily Observer, if not the first, but one of the first newspapers to appear on the newsstand. I think the Daily Observer should be, if not around the 30s, more than 30 years of existence. So you see how credible, durable, reliable this paper is that you can do business with. Front page, the Daily Observer newspaper. Out of duty, not desire. Bouaka justifies frequent flight on private jets. Out of duty, not desire. Bouaka justifies his frequent flight on private jets. He's on the front page. HORMCSS NAMFA caught in payroll padding web as CSA calls for urgent action to protect taxpayer money from payroll fraud. Bouaka forms high-level task force as U.S. travel ban loans. Justice Minister urges united front on border threats. The back page of the Doyen Daily Observer newspaper. MIA superintendents sign deal to clean up payroll, boost for county leadership. Jubilee praise and service to humanity. The Daily Observer, like the news, the Inquirer is out for 40 Liberian dollars. You want to get a copy? I've told you how reliable this paper is and why you must do business with them. Get a copy from any one of the vendors wherever you are if you haven't yet. and don't stop short of doing business with the Daily Observer. Eighteen minutes after 11 o'clock. If you just tune in, you're listening to King's Local Daily as well as watching on this 19th day of June 2025. Today is Thursday. Liberia's most investigative newspaper, The Independent, is up next. Lead story: amid closure of Bao Chico, Liberian officials under fire to account for its decade-long iron ore operation. Amid closure of Bao Chico, Liberian officials under fire to account for its decade-long iron ore operation. Senator Amara Kone Gbakpolu County Superintendent Sam Kezina, former Representative Kennedy and Thomas Andrew Farr, and Senator Boto Kane are all on the front page, apparently involved or know exactly how that happened. The footnote story of the Independent newspaper: against disruption of investigative surveys, Judge warns party litigants. He is the judge of the 6th Judicial Circuit Civil Law Court, Saklepo Dumba. The back page of the Independent newspaper: Fire Service retires 47 employees, but retirees crave benefit or payment for their benefits or as their benefits. One Gosol empowers women to take up leadership, decision-making roles. Cornwall Roll Full Restoration Looms. Grand Bassa University secures 150 kVA generator. Defense Ministry concludes sexual and gender-based violence awareness campaign in Zedru, Grand Jide County. That will be doing it for Liberia's most investigative newspaper, The Independent, which, like the Daily Observer, the News, the Inquirer, Front Page Africa, been around for forever, surviving the existential odds. No reason you ought to do business with them. They are credible, reliable. You would not regret it doing business with Liberia's most investigative newspaper, The Independent, which is out today for 50 Liberian dollars. Get a copy from any one of the vendors if you haven't yet. If you are unable as per your location, then your radio vendor, Kings 88.5, has brought the paper to you. Another Doyen newspaper being around for record of ages, clear for me. The Authoritative Heritage is next up on King's Local Daily. Lead story: to avert U.S. travel ban threat, President Walker takes decisive action. To avert U.S. travel ban threat, President Walker takes decisive action. In that decisive action, he has set up a task force to look at it But interestingly, the ultimatum given Liberia has expired. So Liberia or the Unity Party government is only at the mercy of the United States government. They can decide to temper justice with mercy, but the ultimatum has expired. 60 days given, the 60 days expired, and Liberia did nothing. The photographs or the pictures of Liberia's President Joseph Yuma Boakai, his Foreign Minister Sarah Beslow Yanti, United States Secretary of State Marco Antonio Rubio, and the man himself, the no-nonsense man, Donald Trump, are all on the front page. The footnote story: citizens blast AML over labor practices, mass foreign hiring. AML is ArcelorMittal, Liberia. Breaking news. That's another footnote story. Breaking news. What is that breaking news? Oh, yes. You need to get a copy of The Authoritative Heritage to know this breaking news. Breaking news. You want to get that breaking news? You break it yourself. I can only tell you it has the photographs of the man who sits at the gateway of Liberia, the National Port Authority, over millions of dollars, and the Chinese guy. So that's the breaking news. He's accused of duping the Chinese guy of 3.6 million United States dollars, the managing director of the National Port Authority. The back page of The Heritage: government gave me $200K to lie on COFA, says Capitol arson suspect John N. Yanti. U.S. ambassador visits CU, applauds Liberia's academic future. CU is Cottington University. Ambassador Bahari reaffirms India's support to Liberia's defense sector. Government declares mourning, prepares final burial for ex-president Doe in Zedro. The Authoritative Heritage newspaper is out for $40 Liberian. Please get a copy if you haven't yet. You ought to. Information is key. Missing out on any one of these papers affects you, because 1/3 of our existence centers on information. Not being informed with the information these papers are reporting, you are dead. Not literal death, but info death. Next up is the In Profile Daily, as we gradually wind down to zoom out on King's Local Daily. The lead story of the In Profile Daily newspaper: CSA analysis worries Senate in alien work permit saga. Senate to examine ArcelorMittal Liberia US $1.4 billion investment. House cites NIR, that's the National Identification Registry, SG Fire boast of impeachable unimpeccable evidence. And the back page: Duazon to get city status, specialized training, steer for LDEA legislators to amend Marrakesh Agreement. Boakai establishes task force, but time is up for the Unity Party government. The eyes of the globe is next up, as the In Profile Daily is out today for $40 Liberian. You want to get a copy of it. The eyes of the globe. Lead story: what does Senator Dillon want from Minister Kra? Patriotism or witch hunt? Citizens voice out. Ah, this too is Liberia. You like the headline of Eyes of the Globe. What does Senator Dillon want from Minister Kraft? Patriotism or nationalism or witch hunt? Citizens voice out. The two of them are on the front page. They know what they are on. And interestingly, the Eyes of the Globe is being managed by a man who is a confidant, diehard supporter of the Labor Minister. NRR extends biometric ID card registration to August 31st. The government say if you don't have ID card, you are not a citizen. You are considered a foreigner. And the foreigner should not have ID card. So ironically, this foreigner becomes the citizens and the citizens become the foreigners. President Bouakai reassures Americans on positive investment climate. Senator Jonathan Sogbe sponsors Act for National Sports Fund for Liberia. He's on the back page. The Eyes of the Globe is out for $50 Liberian. The last but not the least, and then we zoom out, the Oracle News Daily, reporting the truth to you. Lead story. The 3,000 Indian myth. That's the lead story. The 3,000 Indian myth. 7,260 Liberians working as full-time and contract workers out of 8,995 total workforce. ArcelorMittal Liberia sets the record straight unemployment amid misinformation campaign. The back page of the Oracle News Daily. Bouakai establishes task force to mitigate U.S. sanction risks. Liberia provides lessons for Syria reconstruction. The Oracle News Daily is out today for $40 Liberian. You want to get a copy, please do if you haven't yet. Information is key, is vital, is essential, is an integral part of our existence on earth. 1/3 of our existence centers on it. Without information, not only are you tossed to and fro, but you are abused, used, exploited, abandoned by the informed. You don't want to be a victim of no information. So that's it. That's all the time we've got on King's Local Daily for today. We're back tomorrow. Please join us if you can. But before then, the news is on at 1 King's Newsroom. Join us for that. And then at 3, Real Talk. I'm Sam Andrews.